Hello everybody, this is King Tut here, and welcome to your third C++ tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll explain what data is, why is it useful in programming, and the basic data types that I usually use in programming. So, data, or data, is a unit of information. It's basically a unit of information. It's manipulated, it's distributed, it's stored, it's recorded, it's used in other various ways. Without data, we would be unaware of what's going on in the world. We wouldn't be able to look at the review of uh, of an iPhone. We wouldn't be able to look at movie reviews. We wouldn't be able to understand what's going on in the other side of the country, whichever country you live. In my case, America. So, why is it useful in programming? Uh, well, Well, we need to tell the computer to keep track of certain things. Uh, and usually computers, all it does, it computes. And its computation, basically it's what got us the operating system and our GUI. So, uh, so we need to have a computer to keep track of whatever functionality we want to do. We want to manipulate data. We want to increment or decrement data. There's a lot of ways you could use data in programming, and it's important because of that. It's important because without making use of data, we wouldn't have a program. Alright, so basic data types that I usually use int, double, um, float, char, and string. These are also called variables because they store data. So int it stores only integers. It can be its only whole number. It could only be positive or negative and whole number. If you try to put a decimal, it will round down to a specific number. Double, float, you could put in decimals and the computer will not round down. So, but the difference between those is float uses 32 computing, excuse me, and double uses 64-bit computing. Here, or char, um, you only puts in one character of the computer, of our keyboard. So let's just say I want to put a char variable, and I want to assign a char variable. Assigning is basically storing data into that one variable. So so what I do here is you put single quotation marks and you put whatever char you want to put. It could be letters, it could be symbols, it could also be numbers. A string here is a group of group of characters. So this here, hello world inside a quotation mark, this is a string. This is an example of a string. So It could be words, it could be numbers, it could be symbols. So how do we implement this into the code? So let's start with int. So in order to implement into the code, you write in int, you put the name of the variable. So in my case, for the sake of tutorial, let's just put x, and then you just put a semicolon. This is called declaring a variable right here. You just declared a variable. If you want to assign it, you just put this variable's name, you put equal, and then you put whatever value you want to put based off of that data type. So since I'm using int, and int only takes an integer, I'm just going to put 12. So let's do the same thing for double and float. So if you want to put in a double variable, you write in double, and then you put, for the sake of tutorial, y, and semicolon, right there. You declared another variable. But if you wanted to declare and assign in one line, you put, you do the same thing, double in the variable's name, and you put equal after that. And let's just put 12.7. Interesting number. But hey, yeah. All right. So anyway, it's gonna be the same thing for float. Float, variable's name, name of the variable you want to put in. In my case, let's just put z. If you want to assign two variables, I'm just gonna copy and paste just for the sake of tutorial. You can put float z, you can put float in the variable's name, and then you put float in the variable's name. It has to be different from the variable you put before, or else it's gonna give you an error. If you don't want to put two variable of the same type in two separate lines, and you want to put it in one separate line, you do this. So there are many ways you could actually variables together of the same type together. All right, let's move on to char or char. I'm just gonna call it char for the rest of the tutorial. So you put in char and the name you want to put in. So let's just put C and then equal sign, because I don't want to put I don't want to declare it and assign it to the next line. I just want to assign it as soon as I declare it. So whatever symbol, whatever character you want to put inside that single quotation marks. So in my case, I'm just going to put an exclamation point. And you usually have to end each lines with a semicolon. It's the equivalent of a period in a sentence when you're writing essays or reports. And lastly, implement string, you put string, And in my case, for the second tutorial, you just put words, and then you put quotation mark, not single quotation mark, full quotation marks. So just put right here. You might be thinking, okay, I just declared and assigned it. How do I make use of it? You're gonna make use of it in the future videos. I'll teach you how to um, manipulate it in future videos. That's But in this case, in the last tutorial, I've mentioned that this keyword here, see out, outputs whatever text you want to put. And that may be true. You could also output whatever variable you want to put. So, for example, let's put in the variable here. All right, let's save first. Let's build. Wait, what did I do? Oh, never mind. I didn't get any errors, but I got 4 warnings. And usually warnings they don't really matter most of the time. You could just ignore them. They're just telling me like I never used any of these variables. And when you don't use any variables, you get a warning. All right, so everything is built successfully. There's no errors. So that's the most important thing in program. Check the error, check the errors. If you don't have any errors, then the program has compiled successfully. All right, let's run this program, and we should get the number 12, which we did right here. Let's do the same thing for double variable. Let's output it to console. So save, build, and we usually get these warnings, but it shouldn't really bother us at all. And let's run it. And we got 12.7 as we have assigned. Let's put in Z for flow. Now look, we didn't assign it, but I would like to see what it looks like if we didn't assign it. So let's save, build, and run. It gets us this crazy number. If we didn't assign a variable and we were to put in the variable in cout, we're gonna get crazy number. So let's just do this for example. Let's do this for example. If we put an x without assigning x, you're gonna get a crazy integer number. So save, build, and run. Yeah, we get this random number. If we were to run it again, we still get 1. So let's just put this back here. All right, let's move on to characters. Let's put in C, and press save, Let's compile. And we usually get warnings as usual. Just ignore it, then run. And we got an exclamation point as we have assigned. Then let's put in words. Save, compile, and run. And we got the same output as we have assigned to that variable. So I hope this helps, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.